Highclere Castle, the real Downton Abbey, is one of the most beautiful places I know. Its meticulously manicured grounds were long tended by head gardener Don Dorset, who lived on the property with his wife and my good friend Gwyn. A curious soul by nature, Gwyn has come to know this expansive estate perhaps better than anyone else over the years.
This is your world.
It is my world. Highclere has been my world for 50 years.
Many people would envy you for that.
I know they would.
Imagine having nearly 5,000 acres to explore, all just beyond your back door.
For those that haven't been to Highclere before, how would you describe sort of the nature in the fields?
It's so beautiful. The landscape here is rolling. It's up and down. Nothing stays level unless you level it.
Gwyn recognised early that she was blessed with both time and opportunity, and she's long taken full advantage of both.
You do many walks a day?
3 or 4 times sometimes. I did a 5-mile walk the other day.
And do you ever get bored with the landscape?
Never.
While the broad landscapes shift with light and the seasons, one of the most surprising elements is the abundance of wildlife on the Highclere estate.
There's deer in the morning down in the fields. There's foxes, quite a lot of foxes. They are pheasants around, yes. There's white owl, sometimes you might be seeing on the fence posts.
Lots of horses.
9 horses. And they've had 2 foals last year. Yeah, 2 lovely foals.
Something.
Hello, pigs.
Hey. Oh my God, they're so big.
Aren't they beautiful? We have now got a pair of white Gloucesters who's had piglets. And they're really quite cute and smart, and they actually grunt and talk when you talk to them.
Do they? And most importantly, the current Lord Carnarvon's
dogs. Yeah. They've got 7 or 8 dogs now, and they let them run in the fields. They play very good.
There used to be more livestock on the estate.
It was cattle, and I used to help with them. I used to feed the calves, go and take them into the fields and bring them back out again. And I delivered one. Yeah, that was some going. That was really good, really.
But there are no cattle here today?
No, it's only sheep.
Lots of sheep?
Yeah, 3,000 or more.
You've served how many earls?
3. Well, I haven't worked for him, but Don did.
Yeah, Don did. Yeah. When you came here, it was the current Lord Carnarvon's
grandfather.
Yeah.
He was a very interested lord. He was a nice old man. He used to go and interfere with Don in the garden. He loved secateurs.
Yeah.
He used to go around and trim.
He helped him out, did he? The Lord helped Don out?
Yeah. He had a walking stick, and he walked with one arm behind the back and whopping the dandelion heads off as he went along. Get rid of them dandelions, he was going.
Really?
Over the years, Gwyn has had little interest in venturing beyond the expansive Highclere estate, even after her husband Don passed away, preferring instead to immerse herself in nature and creating art. In fact, many people know her as the Butterfly Lady. Surprisingly, her interest in travel spiked when I showed her the itinerary for Viking's longest ever world cruise. Since Gwyn didn't have a passport, she asked to have 2 of her butterflies sail on board, so they could see the world for her and be photographed at various ports of call. I'm not sure if my mention of the world cruise was the trigger, but recently Gwyn's curiosity finally got the best of her, and she changed her life in the blink of an eye.
I woke up on Friday morning, just sat up. I said, I'm going, I'm off. So I packed my bags, got a train on Tuesday and went to Exeter. Beautiful ride. And I looked round Exeter and I thought, oh, that's not bad.
But one new city was not enough. And Gwyn caught another train.
Went from Exeter the same day down to Plymouth.
Okay.
And I looked all around and nice and I thought, I better find somewhere to stay.
And you thought a good place to sleep might be?
The park bench.
And you thought that was safe enough?
If somebody wants to knock me off and that's my way, it's knocked off.
But then someone came to your rescue, right, and said you don't really sleep on a park bench these days. But no. You ended up in a hotel room or in a pub?
Yes, a hotel room. Yeah. Bed and breakfast and evening meal.
With no planning but a desire to discover, Gwyn kept on going and going.
Then I booked into Elmouth, up north, 2 separate places, and I'm waiting now to go again.
I seized the moment and we were off.
We went into London together a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was your
first.
For
proper London.
Yeah.
Proper London.
Yeah, first time in proper London. And on your way in, you made some remarks.
It was too close and scary.
Was it?
Yeah, too much. The amount of traffic on the road, it was just there, pressing in, too near.
A bit different from here.
Yeah. Good grief. Looks just like cage work. And they're in a cage. Jeepers creepers. It's just mind-boggling. Take me back.
Back where?
Home to Highclere. I'm not used to seeing people looking like they're caged in when I've got so much freedom here.
Once in the city, we began our delightful weekend of firsts.
It's a beautiful buildings, really, clean.
It was great fun seeing London through fresh eyes.
Oh, this is the first time I've stepped on London streets in my life.
With those first steps, Gwyn's spirits were high as we entered Cadogan Hall, where a classical music concert filled this intimate setting with energy and enthusiasm throughout the evening. Conducted by noted composer and another friend, Debbie Wiseman, the performance was sponsored by Viking and was being filmed to be shown later on board Viking ships. Despite spending many of her days in solitude at Highclere, Gwyn was anything but a wallflower and enthusiastically joined in. I had another experience to share here, and of course, Gwyn was game for anything.
What I'm in?
Yeah.
Cadogan.
You're in Cadogan Hall and you're backstage.
Backstage?
We were backstage.
It was a chance for Gwyn to experience true privileged access.
You're on stage now.
Gwyn's curiosity immediately bubbled to the surface and brought with it an unending list of fascinating questions. Then it was time for yet another first.
I'm now on Sloane Square having my first Irish coffee. Where's me whiskers?
And of course, we couldn't forget Gwyn's handmade butterflies.
Rose and George have had a wonderful evening at the concert at Sloane Square.
Before closing the day, we took in a bit of the city by night. And in particular, drove by one icon that's a must for anyone who visits London.
I am now at Harrods for the first time in my life. I'm looking out the window, admiring it. Beautiful frocks in the front, too expensive for me to even look at. They wouldn't last long cutting a hedge in Highclere. I should never forget this outing I'm on.
Why?
It's the first time I've done an outing like this with friends. Back or the front?
Yeah, we have to go in the back.
Can we go to Fulham front, please?
To the Fulham Road.
A new day was upon us, and Gwyn was ready for her first steps into Harrods.
I can't believe it.
This is a place where the word opulent feels inadequate.
It's amazing.
Remember to get off, get off.
We are now in Harrods with my friend Katrina.
Or perhaps Karina as well?
And my friend Karine.
After a quick look around, it was time to get to work. You see, we had another concert in the evening and wanted Gwyn to look her very best. The search was on for just the right look.
Happy colours.
Perhaps, but no.
Couldn't walk down the streets of Highclere with one of these.
Couldn't cut the hedge with that.
On second thought,
No, that was too wicked. That was too wicked.
Are you enjoying your gossip magazine?
Finished. I'm now in the saloon with Katrina.
Or Karina, perhaps.
Or Karina, perhaps.
Go on.
Going to have my hair cut and shaped
By Vlad.
by Vlad.
Oh, Vlad. How about your lipstick? Your
The lipstick and powder and paint was on.
this trip brought many surprises. But I think my favourite was Gwyn's first ever lipstick.
have to put it on. Whoops. There it is. What's the name of the lipstick?
Rouge, Cocoa Flash.
And on the top it says, live.
I can't put lipstick on.
Go on then.
Few can match Gwyn's delightful spirit.
You have to move it up from the bottom a little bit.
Everything is a new adventure, and she embraces each one.
Go on.
Turning everyday experiences for many of us into memories that will warm my heart for years.
I love that colour.
Beautiful.
Just a few more steps in Gwyn's transformation. With a cut here and a snip there, Vlad stepped in to work his magic and deliver a masterpiece.
Wow. Wow. Vlad. Is that Gwen or Gwyn?
Finally, the evening was upon us, and we set off for one of London's most beloved locations, the Royal Albert Hall. This impressive venue has hosted some of the city's most prestigious events, and it was the perfect spot to end Gwyn's very first outing in London. I hope she'll long treasure it as much as I will. Where's Gwyn headed next? It's difficult to predict. In fact, after hearing Gwyn's story, a high-ranking member of the House of Lords invited her for tea at the house. And Gwyn's not stopping there. At age 78, she has her first passport. In the meantime, Gwyn continues to enjoy life amid the sublime beauty of the Highclere Castle estate.